And the other thing is that FIRE, which is Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, does an annual survey in the U.S., 55,000. So there's a lot of survey data in the book. I try and ground this as much as possible in the data. So they ask questions, for example, is it okay to shout down or block somebody from speaking? And on those questions, actually, especially using violence to prevent somebody from speaking, women are less likely than men to support that. On blocking, they're about as likely. Where women really stand out is, should a speaker come to campus who wants to say something that might be offensive? So, for example, that says BLM is a hate group, that says trans is a mental disorder. There you see a big gender gap. And you see it also amongst Republican women, by the way, versus Republican men. So it seems like the attitude, there's the authoritarian, I want to do violence, which is, I think, not gendered, or it may even be somewhat more male. But there's this protective, I don't want anyone's feelings to be hurt. And that, I think, is more female. So I think there are some nuances here. What I would say, the way I think about it is women will tend to back up the whatever is the moral order. If the moral order is a woke moral order, they'll back that up. If it's a religious or patriotic moral order, they'll be more likely to back that up. Whereas men will be more likely to be the contrarians. I think because it's, people will talk about, well, women are more compassionate. But the point is, compassionate to who? Compassionate to...
Well, that is the point. That's for sure. That's the point.
Right. So compassionate to the transitioner or the detransitioner? Compassionate to the biological male wants to enter a woman's shelter or a woman's prison, or the women in the prison? The ideology is what tells you who to be compassionate towards. So if we go back to the liberal progressives, Jane Addams was relatively pro-lynching, or at least thought that wasn't a bad idea, because she was very, very empathetic towards white women. And so she was willing to accept that there were these black male predators and buy into that framing. So what I'm just saying is, I think what's happened is an ideology has crept in and told women who to be compassionate towards and who not to care about.
So your point fundamentally is that, I believe, is that the ideology specifies the victim-victimizer dimension and identifies the victim.